The 1980s. What an important decade for gaming. This is where the birth of modern gaming began. It was a time when arcades ruled malls, Nintendo saved an entire industry, and some of our favorite pixelated heroes became global sensations. But in a decade filled with a lot of our favorite classics, which games were the best? The decade began with arcade giants like Space Invaders and Pacman taking the country by storm. But in 1983, the North American gaming industry crashed hard. Really hard. Then the savior for the gaming industry was upon us.
What's it like to play the Nintendo Entertainment System? The Nintendo Entertainment System. Now you're playing with power.
It released nationwide on September 27, 1986. Gaming genres were born, legends were created, and gaming was back, baby. Not only was this a comeback, it was a revolution. These are my top 10 picks for 1980s game of the decade. Before we get into our top 10, we gotta give an honorable mention to Metroid. This was the birth of the Metroidvania genre. It continues to be one of the most popular Nintendo franchises to this day. It's a shame I couldn't get it on the top 10 list, but there was just way too many great games on there. Number 10. Miss Pacman. Better than the original Pacman in every way, it had more mazes, smarter ghosts, faster gameplay, and cutscenes for the first time in between stages. This game was a massive hit in the arcades. It's still regarded as one of the best arcade games of all time. It's usually rare to see a sequel outdo an original, but Miss Pacman made it happen. Number 9. Tetris. This is probably the best puzzle game ever made, and people are making new iterations of this game till this day. Created by Alexei Pajitnov in the Soviet Union, the game with the falling blocks became an obsession. When it released on the Game Boy in 1989, millions were soon playing this game everywhere. I remember being addicted to this game quite fondly during the NES days. Number 8. Blaster Master. The game that I would play as a child just to hear that badass boss battle soundtrack. I always wanted to sleep over my cousin's house just to play this game. This was a very ambitious NES hybrid, part side-scroller, part top-down shooter. It was one large world with interconnected areas. This was one of the earliest Metroid-like games with non-linear exploration, power-up progression, and huge badass bosses. This game was polished, had a great original soundtrack, and awesome creativity. Number 7. Castlevania. I mean, what can I say about one of the most beloved franchises? This game brought gothic horror to 8-bit gaming and is still recognized to this day. This game had a great presentation, awesome soundtrack, and brutally difficult gameplay. Oh man, those stairs. We don't talk about that. They still haunt me to this day. You take on the role as Simon Belmont and fight your way through the Dracula's castle with a whip and face monsters straight out of a classic horror movie. This stylish, cool game was the foundation for what would become a very iconic franchise. Number 6. Mega Man 2. Okay, I'm gonna start sounding like a broken record from here on out, but this is another one of my favorite gaming franchises. I first played Mega Man 2 this year and it instantly amazed me. Now to be fair, Mega Man 3 was my favorite of the NES genre, but that just missed the cut as it was released in 1990. Mega Man 2 took everything the first Mega Man game did and made it legendary. It refined the controls, level design, platforming, and another beautiful 8-bit original soundtrack. Mega Man 2 was truly an elite game of its time. Number 5. Ninja Gaiden. A game that is regarded as one of the hardest on the NES. I probably beaten this game at least 10 times when I was younger. Despite the difficulty, that's just how much I love this game. Fast action styled gameplay, tight control mechanics, great music, and what truly made this game special was its cutscenes. This was one of the first games to deliver a real story with anime-style cinematics on an 8-bit hardware, a huge technical achievement for its time. Number 4. Super Mario Bros. Possibly the most important game on this list, Super Mario Bros. Saved the industry. This game was a revolution for a 1985 release. The gameplay mechanics, scrolling levels, secrets, power-ups, and probably the most iconic video game song in history. This game was bundled with the NES and ended up being played by millions. This game perfected platforming and showed what video gaming could be. The Mario Bros would soon go on to be a global icon, and in 2025, 40 years later, he is as relevant as ever. Number 3. Final Fantasy. No franchise might be more dear to me than Final Fantasy. I started playing these games in the mid-90s, but this is where it all began. This was ironically named Square's final game at the time. This turned into a genre-defining franchise, turn-based combat, customizable parties, a massive world to explore, beautiful soundtrack, and an epic story that pushed the limits of an 8-bit game. This was a journey that marked the start of something huge. Number 2. The Legend of Zelda. I mean, do I even have to explain this one? This game gave players something they never had before: freedom. For a game released in 1986, this was unheard of. A game dropping you into an open world that you can explore at your own pace, which had secrets everywhere. The puzzle solving, sword action with unique sub-weapons and items, even the battery save feature was a technical leap. This is the birth of a legendary hero that would soon become a global icon. The game of the decade. Super Mario Bros. 3. This was the ultimate evolution of 8-bit platforming. This was a masterpiece. From the world map, precise gameplay mechanics, hidden secrets, themed kingdoms, introduction of different Mario suits, introduction of the Koopalings. This game redefined what Mario could be. Who could ever forget the Tanuki suit? I would play this game over and over as a kid, and it's still beloved and holds up great until this day. The visuals and musical score were also peak NES at the time. This wasn't just the best NES game of all time, this is the game of the decade. There were hundreds of great games in the 80s. Lists like this are really hard to make because there's so many great titles to choose from, but only one can wear the crown. What's your favorite game of the decade? Let me know in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe because next up, we're jumping headfirst into the 90s. Chris Abyss out.